Hey YouTube, this week we have been covering some of the up-and-coming players in the various regions. We've done North America and we've done EU, so I recommend going back and checking those out. But now we are going to do a player that I've heard a lot about and seen just a little bit of in MENA, whose name is Trrook. This is Trrook, according to Wikipedia, 16 to 17-year-old player, so maybe a slightly older player than we have checked out in the previous videos, but still somebody to look out for, who is a team member of Team Sleeping, who is now called Team Reds, who has gotten a few top fours in MENA, when really his squads have not necessarily been, historically those top teams. As we're going to watch 2 games of him playing alongside Nupo. They're playing against Rawas in this one. I think they play against apparently Jack in the next one. So we can get an idea of why everyone is so excited about Trrook. His fellow teammates on Sleeping are actually players that I've watched before. If you guys were watching back in the next gen days when Dark played, there was actually another player from Kuwait who was looking pretty solid at that time. It was Muhammad. He didn't end up getting maybe even any wins in the next gen tournament, but he was somebody who you could tell his playstyle was really fun to watch. Maybe just didn't translate as perfectly to ones. Anyways, that was Trrook's teammate. So I'm going to be excited to see, what we've got out of Trrook here. And of course, there's going to be a little bit of Nupo and Rawas on the side because they are in here on this lobby, as Nupo's going to hit a great setup into Flick, as now Trrook will be the one to go to the kickoff. But I see that he has picked up the trend that many of his fellow Saudi Arabians have in terms of the style of his Fennec. Certainly taking absolutely no risks here as he tries to 50 out to Nupo and zap dashes himself back to the corner. So even just that there is, a little bit that we can learn about Trrook. Not everybody is as comfortable with dashes like that to use them in a rotation situation or really at all. And Trrook definitely didn't need it there, but throwing it there for fun, showing that that's in his arsenal, as Nupo will create an opportunity, and maybe not the best kickoff, although it seemed intentional and pre-planned from Trrook and Nupo for him to lose it back there to him. Quick goal, though, for the blue team. And now it's going to be another quick goal off of another kickoff. So 2-2, just like that. This squad is now staring at an equal scoreline, and we actually saw a frustration zap dash, maybe you could say, from Trrook. But either way, already a couple dashes we've seen from him as, wow, kickoffs are going miserable for the squad, because that is another kickoff in favor of the blue team. By the way, Rawas's teammate doesn't have a name. He's actually the guy who uploaded it. His name on ball chasing was like Flip with PH. I don't know. It was something very tame. And actually, Trrook, his name isn't showing up on this replay either. He is Trrook. And I don't know why. My guess is maybe the recent update mentioned there was more chat filtering. So yeah, my best guess is now these replays, even though these names were previously allowed, they aren't anymore. And so maybe the game's just not even showing them, thinking they are somehow, something offensive. Usually that's what happens when, chat updates happen. It's not like anything gets cleaned up, because often there's weird words that you can't say. Usually it's just more and more things that you can't say. So maybe there's a chance that Flip and Trrook are now things you cannot say after the recent update. We'll have to see, because if it's actually true, maybe Trrook's going to be forced to make some adjustments to his name if he wants it to show up in game. But as it stands right now, Trrook down with Nupo against Rawas and the replay uploader, as Nupo will send one out midfield, and almost a perfect 90-degree angle straight out to Trrook and straight into the nets in order to equalize. Now kickoffs, this is what's been miserable for them. Fortunately, Rawas just doesn't go to it, despite the fact that every time they've gone to the kickoff recently, it seems like it's paid off for them. But this one, not bad either, as Rawas gets himself an air dribble. Nupo's going to take over. He says, buddy, I may not have more boosts than you, but I want to be on that ball. As these two now pinch it to the ceiling. First touch from Trrook, not great. We'll see what kind of aerial control he has after that. And actually, he's going to leave it off for Nupo, who low 50s, but gets denied. Trrook, little wall dash, can't shoot. Instead, tries to bump Rawas. Might have left an available space open. Oh my goodness, the passing plays from these two. They're definitely looking for each other. This time, it's the other way around, as Trrook puts it on a dime for a Nupo to bang in, and Not even Rawas can stop it, although he does get a touch. Now, minute 2 left to go. Trrook not going to be able to pick up his own back corner, but will grab the midfield. Nupo, is he peeking? He is, but so is Rawas. And that's the battle of those two against each other, because Rawas makes a nice save. And then Trrook not able to get his dribble going before it gets quickly challenged. Backing off now, Rawas rotating on that awkward side of the field in order to try and get a demo here or there. It doesn't get one as Nupo, his attack is denied. Trrook is seemingly playing, a bit of safe ball right now, just keeping it in front of him, not diving in too much. Probably the right idea to do in general when you're playing with Nupo. You play a couple games with him in a row, and you realize, oh, maybe I should just corral this. I never find myself going too all in, because you never know when you're going to find an extra commit there with you. 8 seconds left to go. Nupo just enough of a touch to get it out and around. Rawas going to try and go Diaz challenge. Trrook is just waiting there to force him down. And now should probably just go put some kind of challenge on ball, I would think, but actually does decide to shadow, and it works out. Him and Nupo win this game, and we got another one coming right up. All right, Trrook and Nupo versus apparently Jack and another no-name. I can tell you what the name is on Wikipedia, what's it called? Ball chasing. It says Drally on KBM. It's not Drally on KBM, or if it is, he's actually got another account that he grinded up into this high level, but I doubt it. I think it's probably someone pretending to be Drally on KBM. So we got Nupo, Trrook, apparently Jack, and somebody good enough to pretend like they could be Drally if he wasn't on his main controller, as Trrook is going to try and make a play and get a demo before delaying a bit of time and heading back to his half. Nupo going to get this around Mr. KBM, I guess is what we'll call him, as Trrook going to be faster than KBM and cannot pass it out to Nupo. We saw the pass play between these two before. This time, Trrook has to try and make it happen on his own. Jack is going to make a save. I'm going to do a quick check of the scoreboard just to see if Nupo and Trrook queued up during this session, because this is a few days after the last game that we watched. But yeah, these guys are partied up and queued up together, as Nupo will chip it around. I know that this account I just saw as well has a world's tag for being a contender. I don't know who that makes it, or if it's one of those fake tags or something, but Drally would have had a world championship tag, a champion if he had one. So anyways, enough about the random mystery person, because this does seem like, I did vet it real quick, it does seem like a regular ranked game. Nothing weird going on other than just a couple top players playing some Rocket League. Still no goals yet, though, as Trrook just cycles on the rotation again, sees the Jack pre-jump, so he hesitates and then flicks over the top after Jack tries to adjust down and booms one off the backboard in hopes of Nupo being able to follow it up, but it looks like Jack recovered, and Nupo turns to shadow and gets a bump, but that ball's not going to go in. And so again, it'll be another chance for Jack, who cycles back around once more. An interesting set of doubles by Trrook. I wonder if he did some air rolling intentionally there in order to kind of control the ball and get a clean landing. Certainly takes a bit of improvising there, as the defense has been strong in the first half of the game. KBM pushing one on target. Trrook not able to control it. And Nupo will send it to the side wall. Trrook actually going to stay down as he reacts to Nupo. I wouldn't have been surprised if he had gone up in the air in preparation. Nupo seems to always create something and make it happen. Trrook just trying to react to the ground. Nupo double denied, and actually a pretty solid chip out by Jack too to prevent any follow-up. Trrook going to fake. Gets Jack to miss. Now just has KBM. Can he get over the top of him? He does. Nice outplay. The only goal of the game so far is going to come off of some smart play from Trrook in order to fake Jack out. And then a good carry to bring it over to the last. And now here see a very intentional kickoff. This time much better than the last one we saw. Trrook does get it to fall directly on top of Nupo's car. He actually just beat Jack to the ball. And is that going to be a goal? It is. He just got up and got a reset, really. He wasn't even necessarily trying to shoot, but I think he was just trying to be speedy. And he caught Jack diving. And now it's 2-0 as he's going to force this to the side wall. Nupo not pre-jumping, but pre-flying up the side wall and attempted caught off a Jack chip that never came. And now Mr. KBM going to crush it across the goal line. Nupo 50 going to stay on ball. Just chip an easy one at the net. It's going to be safe for sure. Might have seemed smart if he had gotten that sidewall follow-up, but now it's just forced all the way back. Trrook doing well to just be patient and wait for his chance here. Now a minute off the clock, or a minute left to go on the clock, I should say. Trrook not going to be able to grab that 100. And Nupo's not going to have much boost either. These guys have both been quite starved. Nupo might have gotten the midfield 100 and then picked up the back corner as well. It would have gone to the opponent anyways, so I think Trrook was going to have to pick his up elsewhere. So he now heads to the ceiling. And can he find a way to get this on target? No. Shows up with no boost in the corner, but is able to quickly dispossess Jack. That's a big miss, and Trrook could be scoring this, but Nupo is going to go out in style instead. That would have been the freest. We're going to go watch Nupo. That would have been the freest tap-in from Trrook of all time, but of course Nupo says, nope, mine. Takes it and doubles it in instead. Either way, a 3-0 win for Nupo and Trrook over apparently Jack and Mystery KBM guys. So I think we're going to see a lot of Trrook in the future. A little bit of a dasher and seems to play well alongside Nupo, though it might not be hard to do over in MENA. Just watch out for Trrook in the future.